All right, so now still on the show, Global Morning Weekend Edition. My name is Ubongo Sora, and I have, as usual, excuse me, yes, since as early as possible, right? Sadiat, good morning once again.
Good morning once again, Ubongo.
All right, so now let's go talk about some more serious issues, some political issues. We've seen reports that there have been some suspension of some lawmakers in Benue State. Please walk us through that report.
All right. Benue State Assembly suspends 4 lawmakers for plotting Speaker's impeachment. The Benue State House of Assembly has slammed a 3-month suspension on 4 lawmakers for allegedly initiating impeachment moves against the Speaker of the House. Those suspended Friday at plenary included the spokesman of the House, Mr. Alfred Berger, representing Makurdi North State constituency, Cyril Ekong of Uju 2, Abu Umaru of Apa, and Simawa Tena of Kian State constituency.
All right, so we have, Sadiat is just giving us information in Benue State where we have some lawmakers that have been suspended because of allegedly they are planning an impeachment of the Speaker, Hyacinth, and they have actually been suspended. So we're going to be having Benue correspondent Felicity and there join us from Benue State to help us give us a clearer picture of what is happening in Benue at the moment. While we wait for Felicity to join us, I think it's common now in our political terrain to see leaders, I remember in Cross River State, we even saw when the speaker was suspended and was later brought back, yes, from the back. So we've seen that even in Lagos State, or recently we had the speaker of the House of Assembly Lagos State was suspended or Basa, and when the president came back, there were meetings.
Yeah.
In fact, in Lagos, a woman was even named as the substantive speaker.
Yeah.
She had to come back and resign, right? Because the powers that be had already called her someone and said,
but then I have a question. Why is it that we have these things happening, this kind of some politicians coming together to kind of impeach either the speaker or
it is within the constitution where you can have there's a right that speakers and leaders could be impeached. Even the president could be impeached for maybe some offenses.
But
like
before you go, don't be offended about. Can you impeach the president?
Do
you think Nigerians can?
That's another question, but the law offers that possibility, and even with governors. But that's another question about because the president virtually be like, I want to impeach us. We are PDP now with his APC. So there are a lot, and people will be now with his APC. So there are a lot, and people will be like, no, this president is from my side now. Why did you not impeach the one that was from I was from Southwest. So now that the president is from North, you want to impeach him. So, and these people will say he's a Christian. Say he's a Christian. No, he's a Muslim. No. So there are questions about all of this. Hello, Felicity. Good morning.
Good morning.
Very well. Good morning to you. How is Benue this morning?
Good morning. Benue is fine, except to the fact that we're having some crisis in the House of Assembly due to what happened yesterday at the preliminary section. 4 members were suspended, and this is not the first time. This is actually the second time that this particular house is suspending its members. The first time were the 13 members to what the house claimed that after they have settled the matter, they went and held a press conference outside, and then they suspended 13 members. And yesterday, it was alleged to what they tag
sort of concession. Because when we talk about suspension of lawmakers, it could be a bit dicey at the moment. Suspended, right? And people brought in different arguments. What of the people that elected that particular person? How will the constituency of the person be represented at this moment? So what are you hearing in Benue?
Okay. At the moment, the place is quite calm, but it's as if everybody is on the toll due to the fact that commissioners, they have given lists for commissioners, and the governor sending lists for commissioners. Yeah, like yesterday, 4 commissioners were screened and they were supposed to be inaugurated. And then that same yesterday, 4 House of Rep members were suspended. So there will be another section on Tuesday to screen other commissioners. So it is by that Tuesday that we will know what will further happen. Though a lot of talks here and there that 1 or 2 is happening, but it will be more clear on on Tuesday, because people complain when this kind of issues arise, because as you were saying it very well, the people that the constituents that they are representing, they will be complaining that, yes, why is it that my member is being suspended, or due to this or due to that. But as you're hearing, they say it's an alleged plot to impeach the speaker. So the matter was serious, and you know that they will not sit still. So it is by Tuesday that we will now confirm going further whether it will go, this matter will bring problem, or the matter will die low.
Security. We heard of your water and the other crisis the other time. Is security back apart from Akodi? The other local government in Benue safe? Are you able to do your business without care? And what's the security condition of Benue at the moment?
Okay. When the president came in here on the president came in here on the 18th of June due to the water attack. He came in with all the security chiefs, the chief of defense staff, the inspector general of police. All of them were here in police. In Benue State. And the security here, it has been on a low. If you can see in some of the reports, you're seeing that they are trying to make security outposts for people that they can actually go to, and then there is a response system in security now. Even in the Yewata, there is a security outpost in Daudu now. A police, I think it's a police command or something in Daudu, and in Makudi. In fact, security is everywhere. They are trying to calm the situation here in Benue State. And in the areas that you hear, places like Chito, you see that the Operation Wild Stroke, they are everywhere trying to fish out the bad guys. Like in last month, 11 people that were kidnapped, they rescued them. So the security situation in Benue State is a lot better. People are going about their business on a normal day, like normally. Business is going well, and the normal hope of a Benue person now is for those people in IDB to go back to their ancestral homes, because Benue State is known as an agrarian land. So if those people in the IDP camps, they cannot go back to their homes, you will know that there will be a problem not only in Benue State in terms of food security in Nigeria, because as we all know, Benue is termed as the food basket of the nation, and we provide food. But as of now, you know that 70,000 households have been displaced. 70,000 is no small play in 15 different camps. So if these people are not, they are not taken back to their ancestral homes, and before they will be taken back to their ancestral homes, you know that security measures have to be put in place for them to go back, and which those measures are being taken now with the coming of the subsequent coming of the chief of defense staff and the Operation Wild Stroke everywhere. They're trying that these people go back home so that we'll have food security, not only in Benue but Nigeria.
There are global television feed us with more information about the developing story where we have the Benue State Assembly suspend 4 members of the House on Tuesday, like you said. When we have our reporter program, and maybe subsequent program, we'll be able to get that report from you. But thank you so much for always standing out and making sure that you join us anytime we call on you. And we wish you all of the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's, at the next segment, we'll be getting some things sports. What are the Premier League features that we're going to be having this weekend, and some other features, as we're going to be having our sports correspondents join us live in the studio. Let's go for a short break, and when we're back, we get to understand what will be happening this weekend as regards sports. All right, this is still the weekend edition of Global Morning. My name is Ubon Osoro. And on the show this morning, this is when we get to look at what is happening in the world of sports. Yesterday, we saw Chelsea FC trashing West Ham United by 5-1. Graham Potter's role seems to be one leg in, one leg out. We have our sports correspondent, Samuel Odi, who is in the studio to walk us through what's happening in sports. What happened yesterday? Chelsea, after the first draw, are coming out strong again and trashing West Ham 5-1.
You know, there's something they say here in Nigeria. Good morning, Nigeria. And first, you know, there's something they say in Nigeria. No people first call police the ring case. So West Ham all started by scoring 2 goals ahead. Though they had one cancelled, but later on, you know, Chelsea found their footing and then they were amazing as they are, playing as the world champs that they are currently. So they just played and then found those deadlocks and then broke through, and just the moment they started scoring, the goals started coming. Aside just yesterday, aside from Chelsea, the NPFL also started yesterday, where we saw Remo Stars and also Rivers United playing, and then they settled for a 1-1 draw. So it's very interesting. Current champs and former champs starting off.
Remo Stars won NPFL
this season, and then
Rivers won last season.
Yeah, they won in 2022 last season. Enugu Rangers
and
won.
They came second. I think
they came second. Now, I think why it was like that for Rivers United, they had to play in CAF, and then their schedule was just too tight. So we'll see how they'll be able to, you know, manage all of this and see how they'll be able to have a very good run while playing in CAF, representing Nigeria, and also playing in the NPFL. So looking at it now, this today we don't have any NPFL league matches that will be played. You know, the match started the league started yesterday. The 2025-2026 season started yesterday, and then tomorrow we have about 7 matches that will be played, and then all of those matches will be starting at the same time at 4 p.m. and then later today, talking EPL now, we'll be having early kickoff, where we'll see Manchester City taking on Tottenham Hotspur, and then the trajectory continues like that. But today's matches will be closed by Arsenal, as they'll be taking on Leeds, and that match will be starting by 5:30 p.m. So there's just a whole lot happening, and then transfer windows are still very much open, where we have seen that Ademola Lookman is having conversations of leaving Atlanta, and you know, prize monies. Inter Milan.
Just before I allow you go into transfer windows, yesterday we also saw Bayern Munich, you know, trashing Leipzig, and goes beyond four goals, and it just brings to mind about. I want to ask 2 questions. One about the Nigerian Premier League, Premier Football League, NPFL.
Yes.
How's the league? Has there been improvement? Because those days where we used to watch the league, we heard stories about harassment of referees, the fans getting into the pitch. Have there been improvement? 1, and 2, can you really justify the spending that we've seen Chelsea, the investment, massive investment? So for me, I'm not expecting anything less. Looking at that investment.
Okay, well, let's talk about MPFL. You know, home they say is where the heart is. So let's start from home first. Looking at the Nigerian Professional Football League, it has evolved. Like, okay, Remo Stars just won 250 million naira as for becoming the champs. Now the issue around referees being harassed and players being you know attacked by, that's when they go to play away from their home, all of those is being curtailed now. It's not totally out. I wouldn't sit here and tell you, nah, the system is very clean, and no, I won't do that. Like last season, we saw some incidents like this. Even the current champions suffered the same thing last season when they went away to play, and then, you know, some fans vandalized their vehicle and all of that. But those fans that did that have been banned from watching football in the stadium. So you see, you know, if you get caught, then there's a penalty, and that penalty can lead to a lifetime ban of you coming to any of the facilities, you know, to watch any match live. So if it's not being televised anywhere, you just hope to like hear the scores from maybe a friend of yours that went there to watch. Now let's come back to EPL and talk about Chelsea. You talked about the spending. You know, looking at Chelsea's midfield now, Chelsea has spent over around 600 to 700 million pounds just in their midfield, and then we saw how that paid off yesterday. We saw them, you know, Joao Pedro, Enzo, and the rest of them, Caicedo and the rest of them. The midfielders started scoring first. before the attackers score. So that investment in the midfield is world class. And then Chelsea is not looking to play this time around, though they started off the season slow by settling for a 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace. But like moving on now, we saw what they were made of as at yesterday. You know, coming back from behind to, you know, score more goals and also be victorious, and which is what it's about. That's what Chelsea is about.
That's debatable, though. Right? Okay, that's debatable. Well, let's talk about transfers now. I've seen Eberechi Eze who seems to be moving. Till now, we don't know if Dorarama is going to go to Manchester United or Chelsea. We don't know where Simeon. So those are hot properties in the market. Yes. So walk us through the transfer. And what's happening.
The transfer window is still very much open until the 1st of September. That is like 11:59 at midnight. Everything transfers done. So now looking at it now, Eberechi Eze moving from Crystal Palace to Arsenal. I'm very, very happy for that move, because obviously he's our own Nigerian brother that decided to settle for England, and then he's moving to Arsenal is actually a very good move career-wise for him. Yes, because he's obviously going to be playing in the UEFA Champions League and also the Europa League and all of that. And also he has been playing in the EPL, which is a very tough league, so he understands the system. Now my question now is, how will Mikel Arteta, that's talking about the head coach of Arsenal now, manage this guy when you have the likes of Declan Rice, you have Thomas Partey, and the list goes on and on in that same midfield. So I think it's going to be a good fit. And I'm just sitting and waiting to see what magic Mikel Arteta is looking to do with the addition of Eze in that squad. Then talking about Donnarumma, the conversation about him going to Manchester United is still very much ongoing, but no deal has been finalized yet. Though he hasn't trained with PSG in the last training section, and he also didn't play in the UEFA Super Cup that was played between Crystal Palace and PSG because of the negotiations and talks about him leaving. We saw it playing the last game with Crystal Palace, but the coach come out to say yesterday that Eze would not participate in any of Crystal Palace's games moving further because a deal has been reached. So now Donnarumma deal has not been reached, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, he might just go somewhere on loan, because I think there's a fallout between him and Enrique. So we'll just see how all of this pans out for as the season begins. We still have a couple of days, like almost a week now, before the entire season would kick off properly, and then transfer windows will be shut.
All right, so just before I let you go now, for you, which club are you looking at? Say, which club are you putting your money on, like they say, to win the Premier League and the Bundesliga? That one is very obvious. Maybe the Spanish La Liga.
The Spanish La Liga is always very, very tight. But for me, individually, I feel the EPL is the toughest league. Ever. That's my opinion. So now I think the season is just starting and it's still very early to predict that in the long run. But as a patriotic Chelsea fan, I'll say Chelsea will do win the EPL.
Yeah, then in La Liga,
with what Real Madrid are doing now, I think Barcelona will go for it.
I saved this because I'm going to remind you about this video. Thank you so much, guys, for all of the time that you've spent with us. But before we go, Udi also did a report that we're going to be playing, and that report is my bye-bye. This is me telling you that have a wonderful and fantastic weekend, and always stay close to your television. We are on DSTV channels 365 and StarTimes channels 276. My name is Ubong Osoro. I did this alongside Sadiat, who has gone to get lunch for us, and she did an amazing job. VCT and every other team member that made this production possible. We really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful and fantastic weekend ahead of you.
Bye.
Bye.
For some, weekend is a chance to escape the hustle of work, school, and traffic, a time to rest, recharge, and get ready for new week.
I wake up and see myself alive, so the weekend has been spent already. So I'm so happy that I'm alive. Some people died today, some people they are in hospital, a lot of injuries up and down. But whether good or bad, we are alive, so we thank God for everything. So you guys is fine already.
Finding it because I'm alive today. As God created me and I'm alive, I'm a family member, I'm alive. That's why I'm just happy to spend my holiday today.
But for some, weekend means weddings, church services, family hangouts, or simple exploring fun spots in the communities.
Sunday is the only time we have together, and I'm married, I have a son, and after church we'll be in the meeting together, and before you know it, the weekend is over.
My weekend is just at work. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay. So
But yesterday night I was in the church throughout. Till this morning, yeah. I just came back from church now before to work.
So I go and relax because I spend my effort in the night, so I have to go and relax as of now.
Despite the rising cost of living, Nigerians are still finding creative and affordable ways to enjoy their weekends, whether through outdoor get-togethers, home activities, or just unwinding with loved ones.
Even a garden, if I get, I'll go manage myself, so that we don't get choice. Well, you don't take. Since where this government enter, in fact, everything will go, go as we expected. Yes, this government, in fact, we really they're in trouble.
but before now, they like to come out with them.
No. Since where this government enter, now don't stop carry them out. During Buhari, we go around.
At the end of the day, weekends are what you make of them, whether for work or for play. The goal is to balance. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.